6 months ago, I was planning my future with the woman I loved. We were going to travel, build a life together. She was a crypto genius, and she was teaching me everything. Today, my savings are gone. She's gone, and I'm left with a $100,200 lesson in how a picture on a dating app can cost you everything. My name is Mark, and I'm a high school history teacher. I teach kids about the past, about cause and effect, about the patterns of history. But today I'm talking about my own history, a mistake that cost me my life savings and my heart. I know people will watch this and think, how could he be so stupid? I get it. I've asked myself that 1,000 times. But these scammers are professionals. They don't just take your money. They get you into an emotional trance, a bubble where logic just goes out the window. They build a perfect world for you, a dream, and then they burn it to the ground with you inside. I'm sharing this so that maybe, just maybe, you'll recognize the signs before it's too late. Before all this, my life was quiet, predictable. I've been teaching history at the same high school for 20 years. It's a good job, a noble one, I think. I love seeing that light go on in the students' eyes when they finally get a tough part passed. But after that final bell rings, the halls empty out and I go home. And my home was very, very quiet. I got divorced about 5 years ago. It was amicable, but it left a void. My kids are grown and building their own lives, which is all you can ask for as a parent. But the silence in my house just got louder. The evenings were the hardest. You finish grading, you watch some TV, and then you realize you haven't really talked to another adult since you left work. It's a strange kind of lonely that creeps in, the kind a lot of people feel but nobody talks about. Scammers prey on this. They know the desire for a connection can make good people vulnerable. My colleagues would talk about their weekends and their partners. And I had my books and my lesson plans. A friend of mine, another teacher, gently suggested I try online dating. He'd met his wife on an app. "What have you got to lose, Mark?" he said. For months, I resisted. It felt undignified, like admitting defeat. But one Tuesday night, staring at another silent dinner for one, I decided he was right. What did I have to lose? So I downloaded Bumble. I spent an hour trying to pick 5 photos that didn't scream stuffy history teacher. I wrote a bio that was honest, but I hoped a little intriguing. Then I started swiping. It felt awkward, transactional. Most chats fizzled out. I was about to give up. And then I matched with Isabella. Her profile was dazzling. She was beautiful, of course. Photos in Paris. A beach in Thailand. At what looked like a high-powered business conference. Her bio was short. Global entrepreneur, part-time crypto trader, full-time life enthusiast. Looking for a genuine connection. She seemed worldly and exciting. Everything my quiet life wasn't. I sent a message about one of her travel photos, not really expecting a reply. She replied almost instantly, and her first message was, "I've been waiting for a man with a kind smile to message me." The beginning was a whirlwind. Isabella was everything I thought I wanted. The conversation just flowed. My phone was buzzing from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep. "Good morning, my dear Mark. I hope you have a day as wonderful as you are. And at night, sweet dreams. I'll be dreaming of our future." It was intoxicating. I didn't know it then, but there's a name for this. Love bombing. They overwhelm you with flattery and attention to build a fast, intense connection. She told me she was a widow. Her husband had passed away a few years ago. She was in Singapore for a big project, but was planning to move back to the States. She was looking for a reason to come back. She said, and maybe she just found one. Scammers often invent these elaborate, sad stories to gain sympathy and build trust. They create a detailed fake identity, often posing as professionals working overseas, which gives them a ready-made excuse for why they can't meet in person. Within a week, she wanted to move our chat to WhatsApp. She said it felt more private, more intimate. "I don't want to share you with anyone else on there," she texted, with a winking emoji. At the time, it felt like a real step forward. I now know it's a critical move for scammers to isolate you from the dating app's safety and reporting features. Our bond deepened, or so I thought. She'd asked about my day and my students, remembering the name of a kid I was worried about, and asking for an update a week later. She made me feel seen and appreciated in a way I hadn't in years. She called me her rock, her steady man. I was falling, hard and fast. But there was one strange thing. We never video called. I asked a few times. Once, she was in a crowded cafe. Another time, her laptop camera was broken. Then, she was shy and wasn't wearing makeup. The excuses were always plausible and delivered with so much affection that pushing the issue felt accusatory. "Don't you trust me, honey?" she'd ask, and I'd immediately back down. The truth is, scammers avoid video calls because their face doesn't match the stolen photos on their profile. Looking back, it's so obvious. But I was living in the bubble she created for me. I wanted to believe that this incredible, beautiful woman was falling for a high school history teacher. The fantasy was more powerful than the red flags. These scammers are masters of manipulation, part of global criminal enterprises that foster these emotional relationships before ever even mentioning money. About a month in, after she had become the center of my emotional world, the conversation started to shift. It was subtle at first. She'd mention her work, dropping comments about a successful trade. "Just made enough for a first-class ticket to see you, my love," she texted one morning. Soon, she painted this picture of a life of financial freedom. A life where I wouldn't have to worry about a teacher's pension. A life where we could travel whenever we wanted. "Imagine it, Mark," she wrote. "We could visit the historical sites you teach about. Rome, Athens, Egypt. We could build a beautiful home together. This is what I do. I build futures." This was a pivot. The shift from pure romance to financial hook. She wasn't just my girlfriend. She was now a financial guru who held the keys to a better life. Crucially, it was always about our future. This is a common tactic where the scammer claims to be a crypto expert and offers to help the victim get rich as part of their shared journey. "You're so smart, Mark," she said one night. "You understand how systems work. You could be a natural at this. I could teach you." I was hesitant. I knew nothing about crypto. My savings were in a simple 401k. It felt like another world. "That's why you have me," she replied instantly. "I'm an expert. I would never let anything happen to our money. Why don't you just try it? Start small. I'll guide you through every single step. Think of it as our future fund." She made it sound not like gambling, but like a secret strategy only she knew. She said her uncle, a supposed financial wizard, had taught her. It was so appealing. It wasn't just about money. It was about trusting her, about taking a leap of faith together. It felt like the ultimate commitment to the future she had painted for me. I told her I'd think about it. She said, "There's nothing to think about, my love. Just trust me." I know the term now. It's sickening. They call the scam sha zhu pan, a Chinese term that means pig butchering. The name is brutally accurate. The scammers see you as a pig they need to fatten up with love, affection, and trust. Then, when the trust is absolute, they lead you to the slaughter, the fake investment. I was their pig, and I was being fattened for the kill. My training began a few days later. Isabella was the perfect coach. She guided me with screenshots, step by step, to set up an account on a major, legitimate crypto exchange. This is key. They use real platforms at first to build a false sense of security. Then, she sent me a link to her trading platform, Global TradeX. The website looked slick, professional, completely real. I now know it was a clone, a phantom website they controlled entirely. "Okay, honey," she texted. "Let's start with just $1,000. Something you're comfortable with." I followed her instructions. I watched my $1,000 appear in the Global TradeX account. Within a day, the platform showed my balance was already $1,300. It felt amazing. A few days later came the most critical part of the scam. "Just so you know it's real," she said, "let's make a small withdrawal. Pull $300 back to your bank account." I did. And 2 days later, $300 appeared in my checking account. That was the nail in my coffin. Any doubt, I had just vanished. The platform was real. The profits were real. Isabella was real. It's a deliberate tactic to fool you into believing you can get your money anytime, making you hungry for bigger investments. Now, The fattening began in earnest. "There's a big market move coming, Mark," she'd say. "A once-in-a-year chance." She convinced me to invest my emergency savings, $25,000. Just as she predicted, my global TradeX balance soared to over $40,000. I was hooked. I was checking the platform a dozen times a day. We weren't just planning a future. We were building it. Then came the final push. "My love," she said, "this is the big one. My uncle's team confirmed it. If we can put in a significant amount, we can set ourselves up for life. I'm talking about your 401k. I balked. That was my retirement. Money I had painstakingly saved for 2 decades. But she was a master psychologist. She used a mix of affection and guilt. "Don't you trust me? After everything? Don't you want this for us?" She even threatened to end things, framing my hesitation as a lack of faith in our future. Consumed by the dream and terrified of losing her, I gave in. I liquidated a huge portion of my retirement savings. Over the next 2 weeks, in a series of transfers, I sent the money. My total investment hit a staggering $100,200. The number on the fake platform was beautiful. It read over $250,000. I had more than double my money. I felt like a genius, an invincible man, all thanks to the incredible woman who loved me. The dream lasted another 3 weeks. We were looking at real estate websites, planning a trip to Italy. I was finally going to see the Roman Forum. I told her I wanted to pull out $30,000 for the trip. "Of course, my love," she said. "You deserve it." I logged onto Global TradeX, my heart pounding. I went to withdrawal page, entered $30,000, and hit confirm. A red box appeared. "Withdrawal failed. Your account is frozen due to unusual profit levels. To comply with anti-money laundering regulations, a 20% tax on total profits must be paid before funds can be released." My blood ran cold. A tax? I messaged Isabella immediately, sending a screenshot. "What is this?" She replied calmly. "Oh, honey, don't worry. That's completely normal. We just pay the tax, and then the account is unlocked. It's not a big deal." I did some quick math. My profits were about $150,000. The tax was $30,000. "Isabella," I typed, my hand shaking, "I don't have another $30,000. Every penny I had is in that account." And then, for the first time, her tone changed. The warmth vanished, replaced by an ice-cold insistence. "What do you mean you don't have it? Mark, you have to find it. Borrow from a friend. Take out a loan. This is our future we're talking about. Don't you want our future?" The aggression was jarring. It was a final, brutal red flag I couldn't ignore. Why would I need to pay a tax with new money? Why couldn't they just take it from my account balance? It made no sense. With dread pooling in my stomach, I opened a new browser tab. I typed the words I was terrified to type. "Crypto platform asked for tax to withdraw." The screen filled with warnings from the FBI and fraud prevention sites. The stories were identical to mine. The move to WhatsApp, the successful small withdrawal, the sudden demand for a tax or a fee. And then I saw the term again, pig butchering. I clicked an article and felt my heart drop. It was like reading my own biography. I knew it was all a lie. The platform, the profits, the future. "Isabella," I sent one last message. "It's a scam, isn't it?" It was all a lie. The 2 blue check marks appeared. She read it. No reply. I tried to call. "The number you're trying to reach is no longer in service." I went back to the dating app. User not found. She was gone. And so was my money. Every single cent. In that moment, the financial loss was secondary. The real pain was knowing the entire relationship. Every "I love you," every good morning was a cold, calculated script. I wasn't a partner. I was a target. The days that followed were the darkest of my life. The shame was suffocating. How could I, an educator, have fallen for this? But what I've learned is that this has nothing to do with intelligence. These scams are engineered to bypass logic and target our most basic human need for connection. Anyone can be a victim. That's why I'm telling my story. If this video can reach just one person who is in the early stages of a similar scam and make them pause, then sharing my humiliation will be worth it. Please share this video. You might just save someone's life from being destroyed. It's been 6 months. The authorities have been notified, but the chances of recovering the money are incredibly slim. The funds are moved through a complex web of cryptocurrency wallets overseas, making them nearly impossible to trace. While law enforcement has had some success seizing funds in large cases, for most people like me, the money is simply gone. The financial hole is deep. I've taken on a second job tutoring. My retirement plans are gone, but the emotional scar is deeper. The betrayal is something I still grapple with every day. I'm sharing this not for sympathy, but for prevention. I want you to see the red flags I missed. First, if someone you meet on a dating app wants to immediately move to a private chat, like WhatsApp, that's a huge warning sign. Scammers do this to get you away from the platform's safety net. Second, if they avoid video calls, it's a massive red flag. Insist on a live video call early. If they refuse, end it. Their excuses don't matter. Third, never, ever take financial advice from someone you've only met online, especially if they bring up crypto with promises of huge, guaranteed returns. That is not how investing works. Fourth, if they guide you to a trading platform, be skeptical. Search the platform's name with words like scam, review, or fraud. Most of these fake sites have been reported. And finally, the most important rule, never send money to someone you haven't met in person. A legitimate platform will never ask you to pay surprise taxes or fees with more money to unlock your funds. That is always a scam. I was a lonely man who wanted to find love, and they sold me a fantasy, tailor-made for me. This is a massive, industrialized criminal enterprise, with some reports estimating that tens of billions were sent to crypto fraud schemes in 2025 alone. Don't let yourself become another statistic. Protect your heart, but protect your wallet even more fiercely.